On June 8, 1951, the Clarks were ready to start their new life. The moving truck arrived at the apartment building at 2:30 in the afternoon. But racism and injustice met them, and white protesters were ready for them. As the Clarks began to unload the truck, protesters screamed, "Get out of Cicero," and "Don't come back." The Clarks were not going to let this bother them. Racism was not new to them. They both had lived in the Jim Crow South and experienced segregation. But this was not the South, and they believed that they had the right to live there. They unloaded their belongings and furniture from the truck. As they began to head towards the front of the building, they were met by the police, who stopped them from entering. The police told them that they could not enter the building and they could not live in Cicero. The chief of police, Irvin Kanofsky, told Harvey and Janetta that they should know better and that they needed to leave quickly. The officers then took out their weapons and threatened Harvey and Janetta and said that they could lose their lives if they did not turn around and leave. The mover they hired, a black man named Marcus Scott, was dragged from the truck and beaten by the police. They beat another black man who was there to help with the move named Charles Edwards. The police also beat Harvey. They called them all kinds of racial slurs and told them that they got off easy this time and they better not come back. Not wanting any more violence, the Clarks quickly left. But this was not the end, only the beginning. Harvey had served his country and fought for freedom abroad, and he was determined for his family to live in freedom in their country. Harvey and Janetta contacted the NAACP and Chicago attorney George Layton. Layton knew what Cicero officials did to the Clarks violated the law. He quickly got to work filing a lawsuit on the Clarks' behalf. He filed the lawsuit in federal court in Chicago, and he alleged that Cicero officials violated the Clarks' civil rights. The Clarks' case was heard by federal judge John P. Barnes. Judge Barnes issued an injunction and ordered the police to stop interfering with the Clarks' right to move in and to provide the Clarks with protection from anyone who tried to stop them. This should have settled the matter right there. Harvey and Janetta thought that they would finally be able to move forward and start their new life in Cicero. Armed with the court order, the Clarks tried to move in again on July 11, 1951. But this time was even worse than the first time they tried to move in. They were met by hundreds of Cicero housewives and grandmothers who screamed at and heckled them. Even though they were being harassed, the Clarks managed to move all of their belongings into their apartment. They thought that they were safe inside and things would die down. They were wrong. As the day wore on, the crowd outside their home grew larger and more aggressive. They were outraged that this black family had dared to move into their all-white community.